Brand new Lamborghini, a cop car. With a pistol on my hip like I'm a cop.
Before we start, I would like to clarify that this video is not to spread hate to anyone, but for informative purposes only, and to shed light on this ongoing matter. If you take this picture here and squint your eyes just enough, it will remind you of something familiar: Greenpoint. It seems to be pretty hard for many to distinguish these two communities apart. They claim from the physical models and development all the way to the pure idea behind it is too similar. The word green isn't taken by Greenpoint, but there is more to the story. The truth is, the similarities between these two groups are plentiful enough to catch the eyes of myself. So sit back and relax as I thrust the facts into the spotlight. You are watching Greenacres, inspired or taken. Hello, my name is Dan Laws. I'm neither a staff member for Greenpoint nor an active community member in Greenacres. You can say that I am relatively unbiased on this matter. Everything in this video will be supported by either physical or circumstantial evidence. If you have any questions or concerns, please comment below as well as your opinion on this matter. This is also not to start any drama, so now let's jump straight into the facts. First off, the similarities between their names and departments have been raising many concerns regarding their authenticity of their community purpose. Although you could say that they are inspired by Greenpoint in some way, others differ that potential excuse. To clarify some things, here are the definitions of inspired and copied. Inspiration is when you take someone's idea and make it your own, adding creative values and uniqueness based off of an idea. Whereas copying is where you take someone's idea and use it as though it is your own, which in many people's book is purely wrong. Although both sides can be argued, it seems to many that Greenacres took all the concepts of Greenpoint and made it their own, which may be the definition of copying, though the other side would argue that they were inspired, which has some value to that. So we may never know who is right. So why am I making this video? Because there is more to the story and I would like to present everything to you. So let's take a look at these departments. Greenacres State Police, abbreviated as GSP, Greenacres Police Department, abbreviated as GPD, Greenacres Fire and Rescue, abbreviated as GFR, and last but not least, Greenacres Security Solutions, abbreviated by GSS. Now, we are not saying that Greenacres purposefully copied. This could have been a coincidence, but the fact that instead of picking Greenacres Security Department or Greenacres Security Company and going with Greenacres Security Solutions, abbreviated as GSS, and the fact that Greenpoint also goes with Security Solutions, in addition to instead of going with Greenacres Fire Department, instead going with Greenacres Fire and Rescue, in addition that Greenpoint also goes with Greenpoint Fire and Rescue, both abbreviated as GFR, has raised many concerns, and that's why I'm just going to be pointing this out. In addition to GPD and GSP must ring a bell if you are in Greenpoint, because they are all the same abbreviations that we use in Greenpoint. Now, they could have made their state police department off with another name or a realistic state, but, they made all their names in sync with Greenpoint. So this is where the similarities raises some alarm among groups of people that have been watching this happen. In addition, if you look at their Discord server template, there is resemblance of Greenpoint, where, for example, their department info tab and even smaller details like their style of announcing things, not really copy, but borderline mimic Greenpoint. But that is where it all stops, as the claims only can be traced to there. Claims that go deeper, accusing this community of stealing from Greenpoint, would be pure speculation, and therefore I will stop right there. Though, like everything that there is another side to the story. This is why I reached out to the founder of Greenacres, the person that knows his community best, Isaac Law, for some comments regarding these allegations and his thoughts about it. Here, I am going to be quoting him directly from now on. Quote, "Our original name was Westville. However, Westville was a name. The group that started it, Greenacres Security Solutions, was unable to name it Westville due to the name already being taken. As we sat in a call for about 2 hours, I came up with the name Greenacres. We all loved the name and started setting up. I personally came up with it from the popular television show Greenacres. By the way, Greenacres Security Solutions is what Zach calls his staff team, if that clears some things up regarding some confusion in this matter. So essentially what Zach is saying is they had a name, but it was already taken, and they had to come up with a new one. And Greenacres coinciding with Greenpoint was merely just a coincidence because they were inspired not by Greenpoint from the name, but from a television show that apparently he watched called Greenacres Couple, which I'm going to put on the screen here. I've never heard of it before, but he might watch it. Let's continue. Quote, "There definitely was an influence of Greenpoint, as Greenpoint is a strong and dedicated community. I want the best for our community, Greenacres, and wish to one day be as successful as Greenpoint community is. I by no means intend to copy Greenpoint," that's Zach, "nor intend to infringe on the operation of Greenpoint. I understand that some of the channels may appear similar in the Greenacres main server. However, I only put the channels I felt would contribute to a successful and flawless growth of Greenacres. If anyone would suggest something different, something that could have been changed, they are more than welcome to suggest. Greenacres Security Solutions have been in full contact with FPS Dynamics staff." Again, GSS is their staff team. "If there were any concerns FPS Dynamics staff had, they wouldn't hesitate to contact us. I intend to provide all members with the materials they need to have an enjoyable time with the Greenacres community. With the assistance of our developers, we will highly likely make it the best possible experience we can. The community has prospered. Our growth in members has been more than successful. We appreciate all the support we receive from our members, and with the new developers making our game the best possible experience. Anything else you want me to add? I definitely see the aspect where some of the Greenpoint members have seen some duplication." End quote. Now at the end of the day, this is all speculation and nothing is rock solid. They are not violating any laws, but upon further investigation, something fishy can be seen by some community members. After being presented by all the facts, the final opinion that you develop from this video I will leave up to your own personal interpretation and your personal experience with this community. Hopefully, after watching this video, you developed a new insight on what exactly is happening in this situation, and knowing all the facts, you can develop an educated opinion and interpretation of this matter. Hopefully, by watching this video, you learned something new. And hopefully, when you're creating your own community, you could possibly consider this and this might come in handy. Now, I would like to emphasize again that I am not attacking this community, just presenting it in an impartial manner for my fellow Greenpoint viewers that watch my videos to see. And hopefully, everybody will get along because there's no point in hating on each other. And have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll be back with another video next week. Have a wonderful day. I'm NanoLaws, and thanks for watching.
Ever met a real rock star? This ain't no